Anyway.
Okay. Anyways.
Listen.
Sign one more time.
Just one more statement.
Really?
Accused of doing? Shoving a 71-year-old woman.
Oh.
Hello everybody, welcome once again to another video here on the Junkyard News. Hello everybody, welcome once again to another video here on the Junkyard News. Now we've all seen videos and heard of stories of law enforcement officers caught doing stupid things. Some things immoral, some things downright unlawful. Some may even say criminal. And this story has to do with a former Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy who was terminated as a enough of her First Amendment speech. They decided to aggressively escort her out of the building, and as they exited the doors, the deputy who had his hands on her, escorting her out of the building, vented his frustration and shoved her onto the sidewalk, which made her fly, lose her balance, and smack the concrete, breaking her hip. And to make matters worse, as the door was closing and the deputies saw what had happened, they all turned around and just walked back inside, and as the doors shutting, you can hear the woman moaning in pain, and they just ignored it and went back to work. The woman went physically airborne. Now she's still forced to walk with a walker. Now her son had claimed that his mother of 71 has been dealing with mental health issues. According to news reports, they originally picked her up on a possible trespassing, but the son claims that there are times when she has no idea where she's at and has these episodes, which possibly led to her trying to figure out where she was and how to get home, and that could have led to a trespassing type charge. Now the deputy involved, identified as Matthew Gurich, was placed on leave back in February before being terminated by Sheriff Jim Cooper on March 14th. Now as I play the video, you will notice that the deputies are seen and heard speaking with the 71-year-old as she asks questions and refuses to sign a form without some type of clarification as to what she's signing. Tensions rise when one deputy tells her to stop effing talking, and she takes offense, once again takes offense to the way the deputy is speaking to her.
In the backyard on Carneros Creek, and I told them not to trespass. If they're not well, they use superstition, and they know your God is your
That's
name.
fine, ma'am. Just go ahead and sign on that pad, okay?
This is very serious. They know you by badge, and they have you acting as...
You outside because you can't go without assaulting my partner.
Me, I assaulted you.
Yes, you did. You're okay.
Okay, they're controlling you. Be careful. They're very superstitious. Say a prayer. Say a prayer.
You'll be okay.
They want to sue the department. I'm telling you. They want to sue the department.
Okay.
Okay, this is terrible contact. This is contact.
This is outside.
You're gonna be
This is
reported.
outside.
FBI is overseeing this and how
Good,
you
good.
are.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Oh. Good night. Oh.
You might want to call Sarge.
When the deputies had had enough of her First Amendment speech, they decided to aggressively escort her out of the building, and as they exited the doors, the deputy who had his hands on her, escorting her out of the building, vented his frustration and shoved her onto the sidewalk, which was days of her husband's life, who died while she was in recovery. Sergeant with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office came out and said these types of actions do not uphold the values or standards of any law enforcement agency, much less this sheriff's office. And he also acknowledged public frustration. That's right, you voicing your concern over this incident as well as the length of the investigation, told news agencies that he understands people's thoughts of why these investigations seem to take so long, but in the end, the result is what is important.
Good Lord.
The movie commences in the vibrant year of 1980.
In this episode of Copcat,
Charlotte is 12.
Everyone, we've all been waiting for Marcasio. Okay. I am going to tell you that last night I realized that my inauthentic woman has been at battle with my authentic woman. And it was really helpful because I could give myself credit for the authentic part and I could kind of recognize the inauthentic part for the first time. So now I can have a little more peace between those two parts of myself because one of them might have been inherited from my society. And fuck that shit. So, we have this brilliant man here. My husband Bob and I, we went back to the hotel room and Bob said, that guy is a genius. It's true. We really, all of us, have so much appreciation for you, Mark, and what you have done, and the ability for you to communicate that to us in a coherent manner. So without further ado, Mr. Mark, wonderful, beautiful Passio.
So much. You guys are so great. You're great. So let's get into part 2 of the unholy feminine, neo-feminism, and the satanic epi-eugenics agenda. Yesterday, I went through many of the methodologies that the neo-feminism agenda uses against women and men to divide the genders against each other and incite the gender war to weaken the entire population. I called these methods the war against the goddess because they are a direct attack on the authentic, sacred feminine that both women and men really carry within themselves. So this part is called the war against the goddess continued. After this, I'll be going through solutions that I consider we can employ to heal the divide between the genders. One of the next methods of manipulation I want to talk about is the concept of male privilege, this myth that is propagated by the neo-feminist ideology. So-called male privilege is the neo-feminist idea
Packed up and ready.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. Building. New construction options. Construction complete. Building. Training. New rally point established. Unit ready. New rally point established. Unit ready. New rally point established. Unit ready. New rally point established. New construction options. Unit ready.
On the move! How about some action? Got
Construction complete. Unit ready. New construction options.
Ready!
Building. Unit ready.
Engineering. Moving. Sir. Yes, sir. Got it. Got it. Double time. How about some action? Got it. Ready.
Construction
Squared away,
complete.
sir.
New construction options. Building. Building. Unit lost.
How about some action?
Unit ready.
Orders? Got it. Vehicle ready. Good to go. Can do. Moving out.
New rally point established. Construction complete. Building.
Need a repair?
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Engineering.
Building.
Got the plans right here.
Unit ready. Oil refinery captured. Acquiring additional resources. Unit ready. Training. New rally point
Need
established.
a conversion? Running
Unit
straight.
ready.
High speed transformer panels in order.
Let's show them what we got. Right away, sir. Sir,
Construction
yes, sir.
complete.
Right away, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
24/7. It's in the bank. Ready as ever. In the blink of an eye. You'll get the cash in a flash. Ready as ever.
Unit ready.
We can make adjustments.
Construction complete.
High speed, ready to roll. No drag.
Low power. Building. Training. New construction options.
Ready as ever. Reporting for duty.
Unit ready.
Ready as ever. Rolling with the Chrono
Unit ready.
Convoy. Good to go.
Construction
Eliminated.
complete.
Just get me close
Beacon
enough.
detected. New
Vehicle
rally
ready.
point
Securing
established.
position. Unit reporting.
Unit ready.
Destination commander. Watch my dust.
Unit ready.
Watch my dust.
Unit ready.
Taking them down. Watch my dust.
Unit ready.
Yep. Made for speed. On the go. Yep. Yep.
Unit ready.
On the go. Made for speed. Yes, sir. Watch my dust. Watch my dust. Made for speed. Watch my dust.
Unit
Destination
ready.
commander. Commencing assault.
Unit lost.
Destination commander.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Vehicle ready. Yes, sir. High speed.
Unit
no
ready.
drag.
Let's show them what we got. Right away, sir.
Building. Building. Unit ready.
Got a clear view, sir. I'll take the high road. Yes, sir. Securing position. Ready to soar.
Unit ready.
Head over. I love to camp.
Building. Training. Unit ready. New rally
job.
point
Let's
established.
show them what we got.
Construction complete. On
Let's show
hold.
them what we got.
Squared away, sir.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
New construction options. Unit
away,
ready.
sir.
Beacon detected.
Move out. Solid it up.
Unit ready.
We're uncrushable.
Our ally is under attack. Unit ready.
Sky. Riding high. Ready to roll. Destination commander. Low drag.
Building. Unit ready.
Everything eliminated. Yes, sir. Made for speed. Ready to roll. Eliminated. Proceeding to vantage point. Unit yes, sir. Commander. Ready to soar. Forward. Ready to roll. Watch my dust. Eliminate job. Settling in.
New rally point established. Unit ready.
Take it in close. On the mountain, sir. Affirmative, sir. We're uncrushable. Solid as a rock,
Beacon
sir.
detected.
Repositioning.
Give me a job. I love to camp.
On the mark, sir. Right away, sir. Affirmative,
We
sir.
will trample our enemies.
Beacon placed. Our ally is under attack.
Need a conversion?
Unit ready.
We're uncrushable. Repositioning.
Sniper ready. I'd love to
On the
get
left
you.
Unit
shoulder.
ready.
Got away, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Battle
Yes, sir.
Move out. Battle fort. Let's make
Unit
it
ready.
Nothing can stop us. Yes, sir. Right.
Yep.
Take it in close. Let's see some action.
Unit ready. Training.
Vehicle ready. Securing position.
Unit ready.
Transformer panels in order.
Player defeated.
Let's make a warpath. Nothing can stop us.
Unit ready. Building.
Sir,
Unit
yes, sir.
ready.
Orders, moving out.
Nobody here but us. Vehicle ready. Commander. High speed, low drag.
Battle fort.
Beacon
Taking in the
detected.
alert.
Unit
Charge!
report.
Unit ready.
On our way, sir.
Player defeated. Unit ready. Unit ready. Ore miner under attack. Unit lost. Player defeated. Player defeated. You have lost.
That men are somehow given distinct social advantages over women based primarily upon their gender, just because they are men. Now, I don't know how many people in the audience or out there watching on the internet actually believe this, but I'll tell you one thing, nobody ever gave me anything just because I'm a man. As a matter of fact, I've really kind of noticed the exact opposite, quite in fact, that sometimes open hostility can be shown because you're a masculine man in many instances, and things can be withheld. I certainly never experienced this concept of being privileged because I'm male. Looking at these couple of photos here, women making this assumption are obviously really not too much keeping in reality, in line with reality as far as I'm concerned. If we look at the percentages of certain aspects of society, you look at deaths by combat, 97% of men, 90% of people who suffer combat death are men, while only 3% are women. Industrial deaths and accidents are suffered by, that comprise 93% male deaths and only 7% female deaths. Homicide victims, 3/4 to 1/4, 76% men versus 24% women. Suicide victims, it's an 80-20 split. And in custody battles after divorce, usually, the winner of a custody suit is women by a margin of 84% to 16. The corporate world is largely driven by women insofar as purchases of goods and services. We talked about that when we talked about rampant consumerism yesterday. 80% of consumption performed by women in society, females in society. The numbers that I got recently said that it was closer to an 85-15 breakdown, as I talked about yesterday. In politics, 54% of women are voters, 60% of the welfare recipients are female. Infrastructural workers, meaning people who actually build all of the infrastructure and technology that we use on a daily basis, are 80% of those are male. 90% of inventors and innovators are male, and 65% of the tax-paying population, which I think should go down to 0, of course, but 65% currently feeding into that system are male. So, you know, it's difficult to see by a lot of these ratios and a lot of these statistics how there could possibly be an actual real thing known as male privilege in society. I personally don't see it as anything that is real. I see it as an invented concept to further try to drive a wedge between men and women in our culture. Women and order followers. This is another huge dynamic that has to be understood when it comes to the neo-feminism agenda and the conditioned state of many inauthentic females. Most order followers are men. This is what I talked about last year at the conference, okay? Order followers and the destruction of the sacred feminine within themselves. Order following men are the creators, the boots on the ground creators of what I call the dark New World Order, the system of human enslavement, because they're the ones who are actually doing the coercive action and the immoral, violent behavior against other human beings. But women consistently support dominators and order followers throughout their entire careers and lives. How many women support what these dominators and order followers do? I mean, they have mothers who support them and say that they're proud of their jobs and professions. They have sisters, they have wives, they have daughters, and these women in their lives continuously support them. Now, how many of their wives, mothers, sisters, or daughters would continue to sanction the behaviors of order-following men if they were to wake up to the agenda that they're being used for and what they're actually being used to create, the type of slavery system that they're being employed to create? You know, how many women would actually say, no, I will not take part in what you're doing by supporting you in any way or even having a relationship with you in any way? You know, some of the memes here show what the problems are. You know, supporting the troops, not always logical. You know, it's difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary